Welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, the actual play RPG podcast where the gaming table is always set for two. I am your host as always, Jeff Stormer. Y'all, we are back. I am so excited to be kicking off our 2023 season, and I am especially excited for this episode because this week we are joined by CJ McCullough for a game of Magic and Misdeeds. CJ, aka Scholastic Dragon, is an educator, content creator, and game designer. They are also the creator of Magic and Misdeeds, which is a GM-less role-playing game about magicians committing crimes. I don't feel like I really need to tell you anything more about this game to tell you how excited I was for it. This is a laser focus directly at my heart of all of the things that I love. The game is really fun. It's based on a lightweight, powered by the apocalypse-inspired framework. It's great. It is a delight. Thematically, it could not be more up my alley. I'm just so excited to get to share this game with you. I really think you're gonna love it. You can learn more about what CJ is working on at scholasticdragon.card.co or head to scholasticdragon.itch.io to pick up a copy of Magic and Misdeeds, as well as CJ's other games. Or, as always, you can check the show notes for more information. And with all that said, let's go ahead and throw it over to me in the past so that he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. I am so beyond excited to be sitting down with CJ McCullough. CJ, thank you so much for coming on Party of One.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so beyond excited. I'm excited to be playing the game. I'm excited to be playing a game with you. I think this is just going to be a phenomenal experience top to bottom today.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun. You know, we're going to do some magic.
Gonna do some magic, gonna do some crimes. Really, it's the best of all worlds. And speaking of which, why don't you take a moment and let our lovely listeners at home know about what we are playing this week, as well as anything else you've got going on that you might want them to know about.
Yeah, so I guess I'll explain myself. Hi, I am CJ McCullough, or known as Scholastic Dragon online. And I make games. I'm a game designer, and I've made this lovely game that we will be playing today. Question, like, other things that are going on, does that mean my plugs, or do I wait till the end?
Okay, awesome. The floor is yours. Talk about everything you got going on.
Well, I'm a game designer by trade. I don't know. It's what I like to do. I am a game designer, tabletop game designer, tabletop role player, actual play performer, actual play theorist. I really love watching shows. Just content person in general, and storyteller. That's the main thing that I tell people. I like to tell stories.
That makes two of us.
Right?
It's the best.
It's so much power. If you are ever like, man, I want to see CJ perform, you can catch me on the Strixu. Find us on Twitter at the Strixu. STRIX, like a big U, university. If you're like, wow, I don't necessarily care that CJ performs, I just want to hear CJ's great opinions, you can catch my podcast, Blurred of Mouth Podcast, BLERDOFMOUTH pod. You can find us wherever you stream podcasts. And if you're like, you know what, I want to see what CJ can do as like a dungeon, not even a dungeon master. It's like a game master. There we go. I have a show coming out on Blurred Mouth, so it'll be the same place, called Woeful Revelry, where it's just an all black cast doing like urban horror. It's going to be interesting. But all of that really just culminates into one thing: storytelling, and that's leads me to like the games I make. And one of my favorite games is Magic and Misdeeds that I made. One of my favorite games that I made. I have other favorites.
If we can't say that our own games are our favorite, then what are we even doing here? Frankly,
right. It's so hard because I'm like, no game is perfect. My games are far from perfect, but I enjoy the things that I make and I enjoy the things I play, and they inform a lot of the things that I do. So people are like, oh, like, I'm like, yes, I will learn another game, but I'm like, but my game, it's so much fun. It has everything that I would want.
You are speaking my language. I know exactly how you feel. I have been there a trillion times. There is a reason that every time I make a big release, I make a big push to play it in places, and it's more so because I'm like, I made this thing and I like it, and it's the thing that I want to play right now. So play it with me.
This thing is catered to me, so I will be playing it forever. Thank you.
So we are playing Magic and Misdeeds. This is a game about magicians planning and committing crimes. So talk to us a little bit about the premise and setting and the big picture pitch of the game.
Yeah. What I tell people, easy one. Have you ever heard of I think it's 2013. I think it's 2013 specifically. Have you ever heard of the 2013 movie, Now You See Me, where magicians commit crimes?
I watched that movie for the first time this year. Like not that long before we started planning this episode, my wife and I watched that movie in the appropriate, I think the ideal experience of watching that movie, which is at home, on streaming, so we could pause it and laugh and discuss how ridiculous it is. Snacks and drinks in hand, like we had just a wonderful time. And then I heard the pitch of this game, and I was like, well, yeah, obviously I'm gonna do a Now You See Me. Or here I'm dropping one hot take. I'm allowing myself to get angry about this once. Now You See Me 2, a movie that had the perfect title handed to them on a silver platter, and they did not take it.
Yep.
You put a colon on there, and you just put "now you don't." You're done. That is $1 billion in the bank, and they missed that opportunity.
I don't know how they missed it. I do not because I didn't expect a 3. Like I don't
think we're gonna get a third one.
I also don't think we're gonna get a third one. So I'm so confused why they just weren't. You know what? Like let's just new movie. Like
just go with like don't save your masterpieces, everybody. Like if you've got a once in a lifetime shot, you take it. You don't wait because you're gonna spend the rest of your life wondering what if.
Yes, everyone I talk to about this movie says the same thing. It's like, why didn't they name it? Why didn't they name the second one? Like Now You Don't. Like.
So we are making some magician criminals.
Yes.
So talk to us about how we make our criminal gang or our criminal twosome.
So yeah, love the game. We get to play magic magicians. So there are 4 magician skills: magic, escape, danger, and charm. Which there's only 4 things that a good magician ever needs. You get a maximum of 3 points that you can put in per skills, and you get 4 skill points to use total. So an example is you could have 1 point in magic, 1 point in escape, 1 point in danger, 1 point in charm. Boom, you've used all 4 of your points. Or if you're like, I want to be really good at magic and really good at charm, 3 magic and charm. Or no, 3 points in magic, 1 point in charm. And then, that I can't do math, but however else the math distributes, 2 and 1, 1. Yeah. Generally, you want to give the general info of your magician, so name, maybe age, like what they look like, and then you give what their stage name is. So what I ask people to do whenever they read through the game is think about how their stats affect their stage performance, because that's what you do. You're a magician. So if you have a high danger and a high escape, you might be known as the daring disappearance. And I think outside of that, that's it. that's really all you need to play the game.
I think so. I'm thinking this through. I have arrived at the essential important question, which is what is my favorite or the funniest kind of magician? Because that's got to be where I start, right? You got to start with like, what's my magician shtick, and then I can build out the stats from there. I have a deck of playing cards in my hand. I feel like I gotta be a card magician. That just it feels like it feels like the right approach. I thought about maybe going maybe pulling a little bit on the best character in Now You See Me, which is Woody Harrelson as some sort of like mega psychic, obviously an actual real magician wizard. But I think instead I'm gonna go a master of card, like a card master, and I think that's gonna be the shtick that I'm gonna pull on.
Oh, okay. How do you think that? Like,
I think it's two magic.
Okay, yeah.
1 danger and 1 escape.
Ooh. I love that because I was thinking of going charm.
That feels good.
Ooh, what do I want my 1? I think I'm gonna do someone that's just like absolutely ridiculous. I'm thinking someone that plays too much with fire.
Fire is fun. Fire is a fun magician accoutrement.
I'm thinking like not concerned about like magic or escape. I think I'm going three. Oh God, what was it? I think I'm doing three. Oh, did I want charm? Yeah, I think it's a lot of flash. I think it's 3 charm, 1 danger.
That feels good. That feels good. That feels very, very fun. The fact that you have that fact that you're using fire and not investing that many points in danger, very fun, very funny.
I think it's like, because like when you hear someone yell fire, you look.
Yeah. Fire catches people's attention.
Oh my God, I think I'm doing the exact same. I just realized I think this is a very similar. I think I keep doing the same thing every time I play this game. The last time I did this, I think I played a character called the Flaming Dave. I think that is actually what I did. Oh my God, I am a one-trick pony, and that's okay.
What? I've edited over 100 games that I have played, and at this point, I have had to just accept that I'm gonna make certain decisions, and that at this point, I listen and I'm like, oh, that's the character. Yep, I know where this character's. There it is.
Yep. I think I'm gonna go with like flashy. I like alliteration. I don't know any F names.
Okay, I'm also going alliteration, and it's because I pulled up a list of poker terms and also blackjack terms, and I found my at least my stage name.
Oh, what's your stage name?
My stage name is Ducks Double Down.
Ducks Double Down.
Ducks is a combination name for pocket twos in Texas Hold'em.
Ooh.
And Double Down, obviously a poker term. It's DUXX though. I gotta specify. I looked at the word ducks, DUCKS, and I was like, no, I gotta switch those for X's. That's gotta be. That's the stage name of it.
I love it. I think I'm going with the Marvelous. I think just too long of a name, and I think people are gonna. I think like they think about it like, yeah, have a long name. People are gonna look at it. The Marvelous and Miraculous Maxine.
Wait, say that one more time.
Exactly. The Marvelous and Miraculous Maxine, or Triple M.
That is breathtakingly good. And my real name is Brandon Hergen. He, his pronouns.
I think my real name is Maxine.
Great. Love it. Truly love it.
Maybe it's like my middle name, like I don't know, like Francesca or something. She, her. I just keep thinking of Fran Drescher.
You know what? Not the idea of Fran Drescher in a magician thief movie. Not the worst idea I've ever heard.
It feels great. It feels correct. It's simply some things. People are born to do some things.
Like, imagine I'm going to throw out a vibe as we kind of start to slide into sort of the planning phase, right? We start to plan into the plotting phase, which is we are deciding what the big job is. We're figuring out like what our characters are breaking into. Imagine, I think this is a vibe note that I'm throwing out. Imagine Fran Drescher, like just think about the concept of Fran Drescher cast in the elder actor reinvention role in like a cool action movie.
Oh yeah.
So your Kurt Russell roles or your whatever, the John Travolta roles of the 90s where it was like we've got an actor from a previous generation who's not cool and now we're going to make him cool.
They were lame, but now they're cool. I love Fran Drescher has always been an icon, so I think this is perfect. I think someone needs to get on this.
That feels right. That feels like we're dropping $1 million ideas here. I'm absolutely envisioning if we're in that space, that Hollywood movie space, I think that I am a mid-level sitcom star.
Oh.
Like I'm picturing granted it has been I guess it's been like 8 years since it went off the air, but like a New Girl cast member level star where it's like not like the biggest star on TV, but like a nice solid Max Greenfield.
Yes, I get the vibe. I think Maxine's only ever known magic. or I guess not even magic. I think Maxine's only ever known performance. I think like it's always been like magician adjacent. Like I don't know, like from like clown, which a lot of hard work. Like from clown to magician to like performing in like like tiger acts or something, not actual tiger acts, but like that level of entertainment.
Yeah.
Like just doing things in odd places, but like very, very entertaining. Like you show up to like you go down to your hotel and it's like, oh, here's this thing, and it's like, what? And you end up being there for like 4 hours.
I love it. I love that a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dux is going in a very different direction from that and thinking about being a card magician. Dux is a disgraced World Series of Poker player who was busted for like slipping cards into the deck and for cheating, and has reinvented himself as the bad boy of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think has been brought into this crime to sort of prove his mettle, because I think he's been advertising himself as the bad boy of magic, and like whatever force, whether it was Maxine or it was a third party outside of us, whatever has organized this crime, I think Max has been roped into it off of image, and I don't think is like fully like, that was kind of an act. I did not anticipate. Did not anticipate doing crimes today.
Oh my god! I think I feel like Maxine has been in a I feel like we both are not supposed to be here.
That's great. That's very good.
I think Maxine has been like trying new things. It's like, watch me like know someone that at a local bank. And has been like, because she's charming. Maxine is fundamentally charming. I think Maxine has been like, oh, like I know this guy that I used to date, and he let me in he let me take photos in the bank like after hours or something, like as they were closing, and I like posted it online, and now people think I actually rob banks.
That's
and
great.
And it's like,
I love that we're here. The vibe that we're here by accident is very good. So, what's the score? What are we chasing after, and what is the crime that uniquely requires a card magician and a fire artist?
A card magician and a fire artist. I think so. If we're thinking like we're not supposed to be here, it has to be something like kind of real, like something that's like oh, this is like, oh, I am way in over my head. But I'm thinking also something kind of like with a bunch of rich people at.
Gotta be some asshole rich people.
Yeah, like I think we're like supposed to be. I think we've gotten ourselves involved in and I think to a degree the people like hiring us probably don't care if we are actual criminals or not. I think our skills are what actually is what we've been drafted here for. Like I think we have to basically pull a scam off, like a huge scam at like a big, I guess Hollywood, like a big Hollywood, like tech bro, like I don't know, gambling rink or something.
Can I throw out a pitch pulling on some of that is extremely, like I'm thinking on like our particular skills and like everything you're throwing down, like something has formulated in my head. If I'm specializing in like card tricks and like swapping out like small documents, you specialize in fire-based distractions, and we have been tasked at something that is like genuinely, legitimately dangerous. What if we are stealing some kind of paper from the organized crime, like from like a mob wedding, or like there is something that like something that is there that somebody wants, and they're like, you're going to go into this wedding and you're going to steal this.
Yep. And it's like, why would we do this? And then it's like, here's the number, like here's how much money I'll give you.
Yeah, here's the money that's on the line. It's like, well, it's a lot more than I was going to make playing poker, and I don't play poker anymore.
It's like, oh man, this is my next 25 fucking, like, I don't know, like my next 25. This is like my next 30 jobs. Like,
I'm going to Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I have it in my guest document.
I do remember that.
I put in a
remember
question
that.
very specifically. It says, "Can I swear?" And my answer is, "Fuck yeah."
I remember that.
I think it is. Is it
a mob wedding?
Is it a note that somebody has betrayed the mob? Like it's evidence that somebody has betrayed the mob and they want us to steal it so that they don't get caught? Or is it a hit that's been put out on someone's head and they want us to steal the order before the head of the mob sees it and puts the hit on their head?
Oh, God, both of those are really good. I think, I love I kind of love the, like, not cowardly of, like, damn, I fucked this, like, I fucked this up and I don't want to die. Like, I need you to, like, steal, I forget the first one. I heard it and then it gave me the ideas.
I love that. I love the lot. And so what that tells me is that we were given the job by like a slimy mobster who like backstabbed and like betrayed the mob family to which he was loyal. And we have been hired to steal back the evidence. There are like photos, right? Like maybe it was that he like walked off with a bunch of money or substances or something. Like he walked off with stuff. And there's evidence of him like making the deal and leaving with it. There are photos and we have to swap out the photos for different photos.
Someone else that is like, I'm going to tell on you. It's like going to the mob boss like after the wedding.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it.
That's so very good.
Track down, and swap out the photos from someone, somewhere, something. That's the beauty. That's what we got to find out.
That's really very good. All right. So where do we want to start? Where do we want to start play proper? Do we want to see us accepting the job? Do we just want to be on the scene? What are you feeling?
I think we should be on the scene. I think we're outside. I think we just parked or something, or we just got dropped off.
I think we see, so this is a Scarface mansion, right? Like this is just a big honkin' exorbitant wealth crime family like wedding.
Oh yeah.
And like limos are pulling up. Do we pull up in a limo or do we pull up in a much crappier car?
I think it's much crappier, definitely, because they have limos. I think like normal, it's like a Toyota Sienna or something. It's like
right.
It's like a minivan, but it's a nice minivan.
It's a nice minivan. We pull up. I have to crawl over the back seat to get out of the door.
Mm-hmm.
What's Maxine's outfit for this job?
Yeah, I think it's a nice, and I think, so Maxine really likes to have people looking at her. So I think she is wearing like a backless, like sleek red dress with like black accents kind of like on it, like maybe at the end, maybe it's like at the tips, like kind of like it's not simulating, like styling after fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like a nice long red dress that kind of like weird, not phrase, but like purposefully unique like end of the dress with like nice heels.
And I'm thinking for my outfit, ducks, I say this as lovingly and also dismissively as these words can possibly carry. Dux is like a hoodie and jeans magician.
Oh.
And like sunglasses. So I think that like he was like, you see him on stage, that's like he's wearing like very obviously like the outfit that a World Series of Poker player plays. So like the hoodie and the jeans. Mm-hmm. And so like I don't think he is in any way used to dressing nice. And like if we are infiltrating this party, like, so I think that he is wearing the iconic, the legendary, the distinctive guy does not know how to dress up outfit, which is light jacket, black shirt, no tie, top button unbuttoned, like darker gray jeans, and okay dress shoes.
Yeah. And I think Maxine just kind of like gives you a once look and it's like, all right, yep.
Looks good, right? Looks good?
Yep, looks great. Looks great, Ducks.
Great. I paid upwards of $150 for this outfit.
Oh my god, you did this. My dress was 75. Okay, let's go. It just kind of like puts a hand on your back. Come on, we got this. You look good. Just don't look anyone in the eyes.
I've already started handing people business cards.
Oh my god, I think Maxine is just kind of like finger and temples, and it's just like
Am I not? I thought that was how we blend in. Is like
I know this is a wedding. This is a wedding, ducks. We don't want to get like we're supposed to. We have to assume that everyone already knows us.
Well, yeah. I figured like.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I love the hustle. How about I'm gonna act like everyone knows me, and you're my date that no one knows.
That I
so
like.
Then
that
you can
works.
keep giving your business cards.
The vibe works. The vibe works.
Yes. And I think we're just kind of like walking through the big grass greenery. I guess it's like a courtyard.
Yeah.
And is it like one of those things where like I don't know how weddings work? Do we have to like hand someone something, or like because we know where it is, are we just allowed to walk in?
I think for the most part, like we're in the courtyard, so we're kind of just like walking around, and I think there is somebody like at the front door because I'm picturing, it's a lavish, elaborate courtyard. There are oh no, I've lost the term for tree animals.
Tree animals, like
when you cut a tree into a horse or whatever.
Oh, sculpture?
Yeah, like tree sculptures or like shrubbery sculptures. I know there's like a fancy.
There is a name for them. I don't know what it is. Huh? What is that? I don't know. It's like
topiary.
Topiary. Yes.
Yeah, there are topiary animals. And there's a fountain. It's so lavish. It is clearly it's the kind of lavish that you're like, oh yeah, oh that's oh you needed to get rid of the got it. Okay. No judgment. I appreciate what you've done here. And I think like there is somebody at the front door as these big giant double doors like checking names and giving people their seat assignments.
And you have two to magic, right?
I do.
Ooh, because I have nothing. I have not thought this far ahead of like, do I have any like forged documents?
I do have 2 in magic, and I would love to make a roll to see if I can use that.
Yeah.
To swap. I here's what I'm going to picture, and I'm going to make. I'm going to make the roll as I describe what's happening. I'm handing people cards, and I'm playing the thirstiest guy that I can play here, right? Like I've turned up that dial. And I get up to the name person and I take out a card, but I pull it out of my pocket too aggressively and kind of like slip on my own gesture and bump into them. And as I bump into them, I'm hoping to swap out the name list off of their clipboard with another sheet of paper.
That's powerful. I believe in you. You got this.
That is what did I say? 2 in magic?
2 in magic? Yep.
That is a 7. That is a 7 exactly.
Ooh,
that was close.
You accomplish your action, but something unexpected happens.
What unexpected thing happens?
What unexpected thing happens? Maybe like what if someone sees you? What if like it's not a guard? What if like someone else like kind of like is like I saw that like.
Building off of that, let's twist this knife even further.
Oh my god, yeah.
I have a history with the World Series of Poker.
No.
I have a history as a card shark, like as a card shark. Someone recognizes me. Somebody sees me do this trick and recognizes me. Somebody that which of my enemies is here that I screw, and how did I screw them over some time ago in a poker game?
Oh my god. Names are fun. What if I'm looking around my room because that's what I do. Lysander?
Tony Lysander.
Tony Lysander. Yes.
Great name.
I think like Tony Lysander kind of like I feel is Tony like just clocking this, or is Tony gonna let us through and then kind of be like, what are you doing here?
That's a great question. That is a really great question. Do we want the confrontation right now, or do we want to save it for like a dramatic moment?
I feel like Tony's gonna let us in. I think Tony's gonna like try to bite us in the ass later.
I think so.
I think Tony wants to see what's going on.
I think in the language of the movie that we're watching, we do that. We swap the paper. The young woman looking at taking names looks around, is like, oh yep, okay, here you are. I see your names. Here you are. You're going to take these seats right here to the left.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Here's a business card, by the way.
just takes it. Maxine's just like, okay, all right.
And as we walk in, the camera lingers and like holds in place, and we see Tony, impeccable suit. Like eyes locked, and we see the flashback of a poker game, like quick flashes of the poker game of like popping a bottle and cards down, and we see like a handful of cards in Dux's pocket, like very clearly like running a scam.
And Tony's like sitting there, pretty honestly, and Tony's kind of like sitting there, like holding his cards in his hand, like just kind of like
just watching chips get emptied out in front of him.
He just looks dejected, and he had like a full house. He was like so close.
By all rights, he would have. Had I not been cheating, he would have it. And we see like he sees Dux do this, and his eyes narrow, and then we follow the camera that follows us inside to the actual. What does the ballroom look like?
I think it is so it's inside. I don't know why I was imagining this outside. We do not have to change it, but I think it's an elegant like
can
porcelain.
Can the reception be outside?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm imagining like this beautiful like ballroom, like checkered floors. I think like checkered floors, black and white tiles of like I don't think you're supposed to walk on marble. Of just kind of like marble floors, with like a big elegant like pavilion kind of in the far back room that brings your eyes kind of like to the center with like hundreds of seats, kind of because everyone in the city is here to pay their respects.
I don't know the answer to the question, are you supposed to walk on marble?
Neither do I.
And I think very extremely importantly, whoever has built this house, the person that financed this house does not know either. So I think, yeah, I love it. We get this whole beautiful like ballroom scene, and we are walking around where I think there are that like upstairs. I'm picturing like up on the second floor, we can see a staircase, we can see a landing. There are obviously business meetings happening upstairs.
Oh yeah.
And that is where we have to get to. Yeah.
God, mobsters work so hard. Like not even a day off. Come on.
No days off.
No days off.
It's a difficult job, and I pay my respects.
That's why everyone's here. That's why there's hundreds of seats. And I think Maxine's going to take a little initiative and try to kind of like suss some things out. Maybe like, do we go upstairs? I'm assuming we can go upstairs, but when we get upstairs, is it like, oh, there's people, like standing in front of doors, kind of like inconspicuously, or are they going the approach of like, nobody's going to walk upstairs, and if they do, everyone kind of is under the impression that like, there's stuff happening here. Like if you go upstairs and you walk in the door that you're not supposed to, like your day is going to be fucked up. Like
it's a little bit of both.
Okay, yeah.
Because what I'm picturing is like you walk upstairs. I'm picturing it is like, I love the image of like it being inconspicuous, and the vibe downstairs is, wedding. Yeah, like pre-ceremony wedding. So it's all very like hobnobby and very like luxurious. The vibe upstairs is like LinkedIn sponsored networking session.
Yes.
So it's a bunch of like people sitting on couches, like holding drinks and like talking business. And I think the vibe that I get, I think the thing that I imagine happens if you walk upstairs is if you are not like supposed to be there, it just stops.
Oh. That sucks.
Everything, like, it's that vibe of, like, you have walked into a room and everyone has just stopped and looked in your direction.
Mm-hmm. And I think Maxine kind of takes that in, and immediately it's like fucking, you could hear a pin drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what she's going to do is pick out the, like, most unassuming, like, tired-looking person, and it's like, there you are. And is going to try to, like, lie to the entire crowd. like I know this person. Like,
Incredible.
I'm supposed to be here. Like, oh, you didn't tell me that there was going to be such a party up here. Come on. Oh, did I? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like,
we'll take it. Things happen.
+3.
Things happen as expected. Take +1 to your next roll.
Yeah. And I think she kind of walks up to this guy, and I think, like, maybe some people have not name tags, but, like, there's something on him that she can easily, like, catch his name as she gets up, like, closer. And she's like, hey, Daryl.
Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl.
I am immediately, I am casting Daryl as John Hodgman is who I am throwing. Like, mob accountant with the beard and just, like, is visibly just sweaty and exhausted. And, like, it just, when the second you do that, like, it initially kind of, like, looks aside, like, well, I don't, hello.
No, Daryl.
Hi.
Do
Hello.
you remember? And I think I'm going to do Daryl a favor. I think I'm going to up Daryl's clout here. And just kind of like, Daryl, you don't remember? We spent such a wonderful, spent a wonderful time together. And just kind of like, because I can immediately tell the vibe that Daryl doesn't have, like, people are ignoring Daryl. Daryl's probably here for, like, reasons that are specifically of work and business, and Daryl's, like, trying to leave as best as possible, but, like, maybe he's in, like, the queue of, like, the line basically to get in.
Yeah.
And Daryl's like, and she's like, Daryl, no, like, and is just kind of, like, schmoozing Daryl of, like, don't worry, it's fine, and it's like, I forgive you, and just really playing up the charm that she has. And you can hear, like, people whispering, like, oh my god, like, Daryl, but, like, Daryl and her, like, and she's like, she's so pretty, like, Daryl, and it's just, like,
everybody's attention is like, picked up, and everybody is whispering, and most notably, Daryl's attention is picked up as Daryl, like, Daryl has the distinct look of, like, I don't remember this, and this may be a stroke, but if it is, I'm steering into the score.
Daryl is a fucking class act. I love Daryl.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and I just kind of like walk away, like, down a hallway, maybe using Daryl as like an anchor of safety to allow me to, like, listen in and see, like, which one of these, like, what room is the one that I need? Like, where do I need to go?
And I think, as this is happening, I think, Dux is downstairs, also kind of poking around and, like, handing out business cards to people and, like, dropping the story, like, verbatim. There's a running bit where we see it repeated, like, 3 times of, like, hey, I am Charlie. My partner Maximilian is upstairs. We are friends of the left side is friends of the groom. And, like, we see him stumble through it the first time, and the second time, Maximilian's upstairs, we're friends of the groom, we go back way, way far, and the third time it's like, let me tell you a story about college. Am I gonna get shot if I tell this story? Am I gonna get shot if I tell this story?
Are you? I want to know. You could roll charm if
I'm
you
gonna
want
roll charm for this. I think this is rolling charm. Oh, that is a 7. I'll take a 7.
Oh my god, I think you end up in front of, like, just, like, the scariest looking individual. like 6 foot, like, I feel like it's just like a 6'5", no, that's a little too tall, like 6'3", like, very, very, like, muscular woman who's got tattoos, and you just are like, and you're, like, telling this joke and she does not look amused, but it's like, but nothing bad is happening, and she's just like, what are you, Tell me the part about the dog again.
Oh, the dog. Oh my god, the dog. I think like,
It's like,
it was. I just you don't realize until you risk your life to save another living thing how valuable and how precious this all can be, and how it can all be gone in an instant.
and she's like, she's like nodding and kind of puts a very heavy hand on your shoulder. I think it's one of these moments where you fail successfully.
Yeah.
Like, it's too good. And she's like, yeah. You know what? Just bring it in. And like, it's just the tightest, most dangerous hug ever.
Like,
and it's like,
I think I'm in with security. I think. So I think worked.
she's like, you look like you need some water. Come with me.
Oh.
And she like takes you away from the floor.
What I love about this is that it genuinely that is absolutely brilliant in that it gives me what I want, but the complication is that at no point am I alone because she has just attached herself to my hip. So like she's showing me around and I'm like scoping things out of like, I could sneak in there, I could break into the office that way, but like every step of the way, she's there, and I'm gonna be like,
it's like,
yeah. I majored in I majored in statistics. It's not a particularly interesting field. Oh, really? Tell me more.
So, like, I love it because it feels so much worse. It's like, oh my god. Maxine, I feel like Maxine like pokes her head over like the banister of talking with Daryl and is like, what is going on?
Like I look up just briefly to wordlessly whisper, just help.
And and she just kind of like, Daryl, honey, I'll be back. And just kind of like just goes downstairs and kind of like knowing that there will not be a pin drop moment when she comes back.
The briefest shot of Daryl, drink in hand, just, I think I've met the love of my life.
You know, Maxine too, honestly. No.
Honestly,
Maxine's like, I love a man that just does what I tell him to do.
Maybe also ducks. Like, I'm not, like, I need this noted that we have maybe already got great endings for these characters.
Now we just gotta finish the job. Maxine comes down, sees you with this very imposing lady, and is just like, hey, well, I already forgot your fake name. Would you have a fake name? Were you giving a name to people?
I think Charlie.
Charlie. It's like, hey, Charlie, who's this?
This is Rhonda. This is my friend. This is Maximilian. Max for short.
Yeah. And just kind of like walks over to Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Like looking up at Rhonda because Rhonda is tall. Rhonda, if you don't mind, could I maybe take Charlie with me for a moment? And it's going to please, begging for success of charm because I feel like if I fail, I'm going to get swept up in this. Come on, a +3.
Plus 4. You +4.
Oh, you're right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Beautiful.
And just kind of like replaces your arm with like her arm and kind of like walks Rhonda over to like a punch table and just like, Rhonda, and then kind of pours some punch for them both, kind of like guiding the conversation. It's like, Rhonda, you seem like you work so hard.
So hard. Honestly.
So hard.
Thank you. Do you know how much there is how much security there is at an event like this? I don't. Do you know that there are mobsters here?
Rhonda swept in. And then it's like, wait, yeah, I did know. And I think, Rhonda, Maxine says, like, Rhonda, I think you need a little bit of break. And then, like, kind of glares upwards at, like, Daryl and kind of, like, draws him down and says, meet the funniest man that I know. And, like, brings Daryl down to, like, to be because clearly Rhonda needs a friend or something. Like, Rhonda is, like, either very bored or lonely and it's like, we'll be back. And just kind of like, stay here. It's like, fucking Daryl is my go-to man now.
I think before Dux leaves, he leans over to Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda.
Yeah?
Don't let that ice swan fall over, am I right? I'll save it.
Just gone. And I think as we kind of like move away from that scene, I think Maxine is just like, so do you have any place that sticks out to you?
Yeah, so if you look, the vent in the kitchen, if I crawl into that, it will drop me off in like a basement boiler room. I can use that. There's a dumbwaiter that I can crawl into. I just need you. If you can get to the upstairs hallway, I just need you to be up there, hit the button. I'll hop out of the dumbwaiter. I'll roll out, walk over to the thing. The only problem is that this has to happen during the ceremony or at worst the reception, because that's when people are going to be out and about.
Got it. Yeah, we can do this. So I go high, you go low?
I go high, I go low, you go high.
Wonderful. And it's just like break. And I think Maxine kind of goes upstairs pretty quickly, kind of like to make sure that she can get to the right place.
And I think like as that is happening, we are hearing the shuffling and the like, I guess piano tuning sound, you know, that like that initial like that you hear like before someone starts like properly playing the piano to start issuing people down.
Yes.
And like everyone is taking their seats.
Yes. And I think not to take the negative from earlier, but I think as everyone is leaving and Maxine is kind of like using that as a way to go upstairs without being seen, I think the card player, I forgot his name.
Tony Lysander.
I think Tony Lysander stops Maxine as she gets upstairs.
Is leaning on the stairwell as you start to head upstairs, opens his jacket to reveal a shoulder holstered, like, big honking, ugly looking pistol.
Yeah.
Going somewhere?
Tony Lysander.
Ah, you've heard of me.
Very briefly, I happen to be going upstairs, yes. Do you not want to take a seat? You know,
I would... Are you offering me a seat next to you at the ceremony? Because I would love to sit next to you at the ceremony.
The next seat is like, this sucks. Maybe. Yeah, let's have a seat. But if you don't mind, I have something I need to grab up here. I left my bag.
Give me a charm roll.
Yeah. Please don't fail me now. I don't want to sit next to Tony Lysander no matter how good he looks. 5, 6, 7, 8. So not a complete success. Partial success. God.
Let's go grab your bag.
Not him wanting to come with. Yeah. She says, yeah, let's go. And I think kind of like as she like wraps her arm around here, kind of like using the power, like physical intimacy as a power move. And I think like she kind of like, I think she's looking for someone else's bag to steal.
I think as this is happening, as you find, I think you can find a random bag pretty easily, and I would love to make a danger roll. Because I think, like, I'm watching from the dumbwaiter as I start to pull it up. I see the two of you. I also want to make a danger roll. I'm watching, and I see you grab a bag, and the camera zooms in. Oh, that is a 9 plus 1 is 10. Perfect.
Wonderful.
The camera zooms in. The camera zooms in on the bag itself, and sticking out of it is my business card. And I think we get a flashback to the car ride over where we're chatting and we're sitting around and I'm like, you want to see something cool and also absurdly dangerous and ill-advised?
Sure. She's driving.
And I pick up one of my business cards and flick it and reveal that my business cards are flash paper. Disclaimer, don't print anything on flash paper. The paper gets heated. Flash paper burns easily. No. It's incredibly a bad idea.
These are all is so many.
And so I'm like, you just gotta flick it and it and poof. So I think that my danger roll was just to reveal that to you, that there is a flammable business card sitting in this bag upstairs.
And oh god, that's so bad for a mobster wedding. And I think like as she kind of grabs a bag and like remembers this, I think we're far enough away that it's like that it doesn't cause issues for the people downstairs, but I think it's still like one of these things that's going to be dangerous for the ill-advised. And I think she kind of like grabs the business card and kind of like slyly puts it over to the side of Tony and kind of like, and then is like trying to make it go off to make Tony just freak out.
Give me a danger roll.
Yeah. God, I think I have a +1 to danger, don't I?
You do.
Ooh, let's hope that
I think you also get. Do you also get a +1 to this roll?
I think so.
Yeah. You got a 12 on the last one, so yeah, you get a +1 here.
Yes. Come on. That is going to be okay. This is why I love the middling rolls. 6, 7, 8. I got an 8.
Okay, great. I know what happens here.
Oh my god, yeah, what happens?
It works flawlessly. You slip it in. Tony brushes against a wall or something, and just in time for it to go off, and it goes off with a big flash. Tony screams. He kind of like and screams, and he flutters in such a way that his jacket flares open, revealing the gun.
No!
Security sees somebody scream and a flash with a gun. There is now, and there it is. It is what can only be described as a powder keg lighting moment.
Literally, because
the second guns come out, no less than 3 people with petty grudges, and I think we see like flash vignettes of each of them. It's like our Arnaldo the Knife has a grudge against Old Trout. Old Trout like badmouthed him at a party 2 years ago. Like, we see all of these flashes of these petty grudges of like, all right, it's my turn to kill him.
Finally, like this is my moment.
While there's a commotion. And
I think as that's happening, I think Maxine's just gonna go click the button. It's like we need to finish this.
Seal the dumbwaiter, slide him to the second floor, roll out of it, and I am just a crazed a wild dash to the room where like the photos are being held, and I'm going to make a magic roll, +1 to my roll, to like swap this out in such a way that like no one sees it. That is an 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yes. Hey, total success.
Flawless. I think that there is just I think that we are just watching the gunfight unfold, and then almost out of focus, out of a door, you see Dux walk and adjust his suit, look over to Max, give a gesture of like, hey, we should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I got this. And I think I'm going to go for like a 2-for-1. I think Maxine is going to find... I think we got through another flashback. Like, we're in the same car, I think, where it's like, oh my god, yeah. And she's like, do you want to know something interesting? And I think she pulls out like a lighter, and just, and it's like this is barely a lighter. It is something that she has modified to a degree that is dangerous. I think her car, from the inside of her car, is like fireproof. And I think in which like this, the lighter just like huge flames come out. She can barely control it, but it's one of those things where it's like, but that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. That's part of the show.
She's the marvelous... I already forgot my own name. It's like Marvelous...
The Marvelous and Miraculous Maxine.
The Marvelous and... Yep, it's the Marvelous and Miraculous Maxine. And I think she's gonna, like, find a potted plant. And it's just gonna... Oh, God. There we go. I dropped my dice. Okay, cool. 4, 5, 6, 7... 7. I think it's a 7, and I think in tandem she's gonna light. It's an okay fire. It's like an okay fire. She like drops it in there, and then I think she's gonna go for a charm roll as well, and then it's gonna be like, oh my god, fire, like fire. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so the fire is not that good. But her playing it up creates like this situation of like, I think she looks at it, realizes, okay, this isn't a very good fire. Like this is a mediocre fire at best. And I think like thinks for a moment and goes, oh my god, Tony Lysander started a fire and wants you all to kill each other. And just
all of the feuding stops, all of the eyes go to Tony. I just rolled a danger roll because I think as this is unfolding, Dux just ran behind you and just straight leapt out of a window. And I got an 8, and so I think that like as we both make our escapes, like all eyes go to Tony, Tony's eyes go to us. Tony watches us escape and is like, I'm gonna kill the both of them. Maybe if I move it, if it means moving heaven and earth, I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna kill him. It's nice to know your life's purpose, and that's that I'm going to find them and I'm going to kill them.
No. You gotta make I think like Maxine, like I think there's eye contact. I think Maxine, who is walking down the stairs, looks at Tony, Tony looks at Maxine, and he just mouths like, I'm gonna kill you. And Maxine just kind of like flips the hair, looks at him, and just goes, like mouths back, you gotta make it out alive first. And then walks down, grabs Daryl by the maybe he grabs. I think Rhonda is upstairs trying to beat the shit out of Tony Lysander.
I think Rhonda is cracking her knuckles, moving towards Tony, and that's when, but from behind Rhonda, Dux runs and is like, Rhonda, save the dog. And like jumps, and we see the two of them jump out the window together.
Yeah. and we make it.
We make it. We get into the minivan, pulls up. Our mob contact friend, our patron, opens the door. It's like, why are there 4 of you now? Why are there 4 of you now?
This is Dylan. He's great. He does whatever I tell him to do.
It's actually Daryl.
Daryl. He does No, Daryl, it's Dylan now.
It's Dylan? Yeah, that's fine. I love Dylan. I love Dylan. That's a great name.
I'm obsessed with him. Me and CJ. I am obsessed with him.
I think that like, yeah, you give this explanation and I'm like, this is Rhonda, she's getting in the car.
She's getting nobody can tell Maxine anything.
Rhonda gets in, and the 4 of us drive off, and as we're driving off, I think that our closing shot is very specifically our mob contact goes, all right, well, the money's going to be planted in your bank account within the hour, and he knocks on the back of like the driver's seat. And I think that they passed their test. I think we're ready for the real job.
Gasp. Oh my god, it's just like me having a meltdown. That's just like, I don't know if I love or hated that end of the movie, but I love it right now.
That's it. And that is game.
That is game.
Fat. I am so happy. That was everything that I wanted and then some. What an absolute blast.
God, yeah. I love this game. It's always fun. I played it. It wasn't my first time. Like when I played it, I played it last. There we go. That's how a sentence should start. The last time I played it was when I went to like the Philly Gay Games Day. And we just like sped ran. Like everyone else was doing like one long game and I had done like 2 to 3 sessions of Magic and Misdeeds.
That rules.
And I was like, I love this. Like, I love the pacing that this game sets up because ideally there is a bit of structure, but like for the most part, like you and the people you're playing with get to choose like, hey, where are we starting? What are we doing? Like, how does it end? And you just get this fluidity and freedom.
It's really like, I truly loved like the flow of it was, I absolutely adored it. I loved just like, the immediate setup. It's so nice to just kind of like dive into it, and it plays really nice, and I love how quickly it like puts you in that moment, and it It rules. This game rules. I'm gushing now because this game kicks ass.
Thank you. I like to tailor a lot of the things that I do to not only be like relative. All of my games are less than 6 pages. Like all of the things that I've made up on itch right now are less than 6 pages. So I tend to want people to have the ability to like pick this, like genuinely pick this up, be like take 10, 20 minutes to figure out what the hell is going on, and then like running off with it.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. Like that is my favorite game experience, is being able to be like, okay, here's the vibe. We're ready to go. Let's rock and roll. Let's dive in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I appreciate it. This game rips. CJ, thank you so much for coming on the show and playing it with me. I'm so happy.
Thank you for having me.
So real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find you and your work online?
Yeah, as I said at the top of the hour, I don't know how long it's been, doesn't matter. As I said at the top of all this, if you find me lovely and interesting, you can find me on Twitter mostly. Well, actually, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at Scholastic Dragon, one word, no like capitalizations, no spaces. Scholastic like the book fair from your childhood, dragon like the mythical creature, but drop the O on dragon. If you don't know what the Scholastic book fair is, I can't help you. If you don't know what a dragon is, I also can't help you with that, but I'm sure you will eventually be able to find me online. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for playing this with me, my friend. This kicked ass. I'm so happy. And for now, I'm going to throw this over to me in the future so that he can wrap up with the show. Take a future me. Thanks, past me. And thanks again to CJ for coming onto the show. That game was... I love it so much, is the thing. Like, I really like stories about stage magicians committing crimes, and like, this game was so laser focused at the stuff that I like that I wasn't not going to like it, but it brightened my whole day. Anyway, you can pick up your own copy of Magic and Misdeeds at scholasticdragon.itch.io. You can learn more about CJ's other work at scholasticdragon.card.co, or you can follow them on Twitter at scholasticdragon, that's DRAGN, no O. Then while you're on Twitter, for now, follow us at Party of One Pod, like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/partyofonepodcast, follow us on Tumblr at Party of One Pod, TikTok at Party of One Podcast, join our Discord at bit.ly/partyofonediscord to talk about the show, and if you really enjoyed the podcast, consider leaving us a nice review on iTunes or Spotify, consider financially backing the show at patreon.com/JeffStormer, or picking up some merch at bit.ly/partyofonemerch, or just, I don't know, tweet a nice thing at us, recommend us to a friend, do a thing to make my day better, because I would appreciate it. If you're finishing this episode and you're looking for another great podcast to listen to, I've got 2 great recommendations for you. One is All My Fantasy Children, which is a character creation, storytelling, and world-building podcast in which every week, my best friend Aaron Catano-Saez and I take a listener-submitted prompt, we spin it into an original fantasy character and populate a shared universe one story at a time. And the other is Yazeba's Bed and Breakfast, a slice-of-life actual play about a heartless witch, a comfy house, and all of the many people making their lives inside. You can find links to both of those shows, as well as everything else I'm working on at my website, jeffstormer.com. Party of One is produced and edited, as always, by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. Music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Mega Rain featuring the D&D Sluggers, and the Party of One logo is by Evan Rowland. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates, coming onto the show as a guest, or about press coverage of the show, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And I believe that's all we do here. So until next time, thank you again for listening. Remember to fight the forces of fascism every single day. Remember that self-love and self-care are radical and defiant acts of resistance. And as always, party on, everybody.